Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dears, and welcome to my channel, to Any Blues Artists and Productions. And here is Xena, in case you haven't seen any of my videos or my cover songs. This is Xena. She's a Cavalier to King Charles. She is 3 years old. She says hi, good morning, good evening. I want to take a nap. No, isn't she precious? She's actually my first pup. I had her since she was 8 weeks old, so she's absolutely adorable, but she's exhausted. Are you exhausted? ¿Estás cansada? You know, I always joke that she's kind of half Hispanic because, well, I'm Hispanic and that's what I always say. Right, honey? You want to go back? Take a nap while I talk to your fans? You want to go back and come back later? Are you just not in a mood? No, she's just not in a mood right now. Okay, so give me a second and we'll go on to the tutorial. Okay, I am back. So we're gonna go straight into the tutorial on how I created Grape. She just jumped. She wants to be part of the process. I'm gonna show you. Look at her. Xena! Are you wanting to be part of the process? Are you gonna supervise Mama? Good girl. You can nap right there. Go ahead. Okay, I am back. So I'm gonna show you how I created just the eye look of Grape. I already concealed my eyelids, so you can tell they're nice, covered, yay. So if you are interested and want to know exactly how I prime step by step, feel free to watch this other video that I created a look on Fly Me to the Moon. But if you're actually wanting from the beginning, like, hey, be bare, I want to see the process, like how do you prime, how do you put everything in every single one of the videos, please let me know and comment below. I really appreciate it. And all the products that I use is down in the description below. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my stuff. I do use the Wet n Wild Anti-Buffer Hydra. Look, am I pronouncing that correctly? I don't know, I don't understand either. But what I like with this, I do put it over the lids, but I also put it under the eyelids as well, just to help debuff them a little bit. Right here, just to help chill the face a little bit. And what you guys have seen me multiple times, or if this is your first video of me, welcome. I do use the Fourth Ray Beauty eye mask. And the reason I like it is because when I do my makeup, I like to treat myself like it's a beauty spa moment, you know? And I like having them on because it also helps, it relaxes that muscle a little bit there. Anyways, let's dive into the makeup process. It's actually a very simple process and it's not as complicated as you may think. It's actually quite simple, believe it or not. So the products we'll be using is the new eyeshadow that Makeup Forever came out. It's the Artist to Go 606 Wherever Walnut. Now I did buy this at Sephora. I'll go ahead and put all the products that I use down in the description below. For this palette, I honestly just use 2 colors. I'm gonna show you what I do in a minute. But there's a step before I go into this palette because this is the blue I'm going to be using mostly. You see how it's, can we get this, there you go. It's collaborating. Beautiful color right there. But if you swatch it, it's very light. It's like bluish, has a little bit of like gray to it. And I wanted my look to be a little bit dark, smoky. Basically think she's the best thing in the world. And if you want her, well, you gotta do what she says. Kind of love that. So that's what I channeled whenever I did that, the song. Now, quick fact, I did this song before and the same instrumentals and everything, but in a different key, a much lower key. I have a lot higher of a range now that I sing, so I can sing low, but I can sing a little bit higher. I'm a mezzo soprano now. Before, I think I was more of an alto, but I was able to up my range. I'm also a vocal coach at my business, by the way, anybluesartistproductions.com. So if you have any services or you want to learn how to sing or even act, let me know. Anyways, this is the eyeshadow palette that I used. But before we get into it, we're actually going to be using a colored pencil. Now, any dark blue pencil that you have works. I happen to have the Mercier in the shade Midnight Blue. So what I do, now keep in mind, I don't use a lot of colored pencils very much. Like I would use them like for the bottom lashes or maybe for like a liner because eyeliners can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes this makes it a little bit easier. To begin, I want to let you guys know, you guys are going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm going to have to use this my 15x mirror a little bit up here to be able to see what I'm doing. So I really apologize if that's a disturbance. I apologize. What I do is I put this here, put it around the base. And if you're doing eyes first, like I am, one of the reasons why I do eyes, it gets messy. Don't worry about it. I mean, we're going to clean it up later anyway. Once that is there, go ahead and use the finger and just smudge it around until it covers the base and it's nice and smooth. And then if you see spaces like I do here, just add some more and do it again. And that's the base. And then do the same thing for the other eye. Okay, now both eyes are done. As you can tell, it's messy. Don't worry about it, because this is the type of look that you gotta kind of trust the process a little bit, and it'll look much better after we're done. And honestly, that's all you're doing with the blue pencil. And this is just a nice trick if you ever have an eyeshadow anyway that's not as opaque. There you go. Sorry. Can't talk, it's morning. Opaque color. What you can do as well is use like any color base, so like for smoky looks or anything like that. That's a good trick. Then we will be going into the palette, but before we do that, my dears, you see how the edges here are a little bit rough? I mean, we used our fingers. It's not going to be exactly the cleanest thing in the world. So we're going to want to be able to clean it up. I'm going to be using the BK Beauty 202 brush. And all I'm doing, no extra product at all, none whatsoever. We're going to keep using this brush anyway. Is go right here and just blend, just for the edges to be a little bit cleaner. Perfect. You see how it looks a little bit more smoked out? Let's go into the palette, and I'm going to be using the Sigma E55 brush, and I'm going to go straight into this color. That's how the color looks like. And just put it all over the lid, just all over where you put that blue pencil, everywhere. And that's it. You see how it kind of changed the base a little bit of the color to make it just a little bit of a sparkle, and it has a little bit of like it's blue, but it's a little bit like a charcoal blue. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what that looks like. Now, remember what I said? We're going to be using the shadow by itself. We will. So the next step, I'm going to be using a 207 brush. Now, if you don't have like any of these brushes, just use anything in your collection that kind of looks like those shapes. I just wanted to use brushes that are new, that are good. And this is a woman-owned brand, and I want to support any woman brand business, because having a business is hard. I would know. And the fact that you're a woman and striving in it, look, you're someone to look up to. I'm just saying. Here's what I mean. So we're going to go back to that same color. It's the same exact color. You're not using a lot with this look, like not much at all. Also, I know people are into nude looks. Color, people scares them a little bit. I think it's because they don't really know how to approach it. This look for Peel Me a Grape, not only is it simple, we'll see as we finish up, but it's literally like one step. You know, anyone from a beginner to an advanced can do it. So don't be scared. All right, so you're gonna use this and literally just put it all over the crease. All over. Now, right now, it doesn't look blended, but I want you to keep note. You see how that color by itself, without the base, it looks different. It's light. You can tell there's a color there, like, oh, it's blue, grayish, but it's not as intense as the lid, and it's the exact same shade. Just letting you know. So we're gonna blend that out a little bit, and literally the trick is, when it comes to this, is keep putting the color on with this color until you get the color that you desire, and then use that same brush that you use, because we used this before just to blend out the edge there. It just helps blend the edges, and it makes it light, and it infuses out a little. And another trick, I always say this in all my videos. I know everyone has different eye shapes, but I don't care if you're almond, round, hooded eyes. Whenever you put anything in there, open your eyes. Like really give yourself that space, because that's how you have a nice, even, like blended look. When people say, oh, but this, I can't get it to blend in. Well, if you're blending like this, like if your eyes open, you couldn't get in. You just couldn't. Literally, just go in here and blend it out. And just continue doing the same process until you get that blended out look that you desire. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Give me a second. Be right back. Okay, and I'm back. As you can tell, everything is nice and blended. Now, the next step would be going to the brow bone, but I have a little bit of a different method. I like doing my brows because for some reason that just gives me a little bit of kind of like a border when I do my brow bone. So is the Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Precision Pencil in the shade Warm Brown. You can use any brow pencil that you desire. I just like this because the size is very nice and the color is just perfect. Now, before to reformulate it, I was auburn, so I was a little concerned. It's nice and smooth. I don't have to struggle with it. And literally all I do is I outline the shape of my brow, as you can see, and then I just fill it in. That's all I do. I have a little bit of gaps like right here. So all I do is just, clean them up a little bit. And yes, I'm using this 15X. If you see me looking down, I'm using a mirror to be able to see what I'm doing. And that's literally what I do. One of the tricks, if you do what I do, if you have the same issue I have to where you don't have that many sparse hair, you just want to even out what you have, use the majority of the product right here in the middle of your brow, all the way to the end. Don't put that much in the front or else you'll just look really mean. I know you're not trying to look mean. And I used to do the same thing to the other side. Now off to the brow bone. We're going to use this exact same palette. Now in this palette, as I said, we're going to be using the brow bone. We're going to use the lightest shade, which is this shade over here, which I think it's called Bare Matte. And this color over here, if I'm reading it correctly, I think it's called Ardent. Anyways, the brush I'm going to be using for this is the Luxie 121 brush. It's a mini taper brush. So any brush that's little that you can fit right here will be perfectly fine. So you just put your brush in there. Tap out excess because there is a lot of excess in this palette. And just put it all over the brow bone, as so. And then you can do a lot of blending. So if you have eye masks like I do, this is the time to take them out. Eyes feel refreshed and cool. You go back to the same brush and literally just blend everything over. Just blend. That way everything is nice and seamless. Are you seeing why I do eyes first? Also, this is the time, if you want to add a little bit of color, like I add a little bit more of the brown bone or any of the little brown color, this is the time to do it because afterwards it's going to be quite hard to go back and do any adjustments. Just a little FYI. And one of the eyeliners I've been obsessed lately because the ease of the shape, you can easily put your finger here. It doesn't hurt. It's a tip brush, so it makes it very easy to put on that liner and it just glides through very, very well. Here's the brush. So this is the Urban Decay 24/7 inks and it's in the shade 0. So it is pure black. I mean black, my dears, black. So now I do have others for the same color. I have Deep End and High Energy in this. Now, if you noticed in the beginning of the video, you may or may not have noticed, I had a little bit of blue like on the lines here. These last, like that particular one is called Deep End. That one will stay as much as you use, your Makeup Forever erasers, Olay removal cloths, etc. It stays. As you can tell, I was able to cover it, but be prepared. These are hardcore, my dears. So give me a moment. I want to go ahead and put on the eyeliner because I need to be really close to a mirror. I can't really do it just this way because I need my hand to be really steady. So just give me one moment. Okay, I am back. The eyeliner's on. And so we're going to go ahead and finish up the lashes. I do use my favorite eyelash curler, Shiseido, only because I have extremely round eyes. And this gets to every single one of my lashes. I love it. When I do this, one of the key tips is to curl them 30 times. 30 times, my dears. I also prime the lashes. Currently, I'm using the Hard Candy Get a Grip Lash Primer. Now, this primer, it's okay. It's not the bee's knees or anything. It has a little bit of that blue tip, which is why I bought it, because it's something different. It's okay. I'm not saying it's not going to work for anybody. I just use it because, I'm trying lash primers, and that's essentially what's going on. And then I use my favorite mascara. My favorite mascara is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer Mascara. Now don't worry, I will be trying other mascaras. I just like this. And I've tried other mascaras, but lately it's been wanting to fail on me, which is very, very, very disappointing. But are you seeing the dramaticness that this does to my lashes? Like, I have to keep doing it to make it stand up, but it just lasts beautifully. And then other times it doesn't want to. So I don't know if this formula is getting old, but it's not an old tube. I don't know. Do you guys experience that with your mascaras? They're great, but then for some reason sometimes it just goes in. Now the mascara has been applied. Now I'm gonna step away for a minute, clean up, put my face makeup on, and then when I come back, we're gonna finish the eyes because I do put a couple extra steps underneath my eyes, and we'll go over lip colors. And then all the products that I put will be down in the description below. So give me a moment. It's gonna take me a little bit. It's gonna take you like less than a second when I come back. So see you in a bit. Okay, and I am back. Yay! So my face is done. As I mentioned, I'm just gonna continue on with finishing the eyes and the lips. And if you're curious about what I used on my face, it's down in the description below. But just a quick peek, I did use the Hourglass, the Dragon palette that came out this year, my Beauty Bakery cotton candy, my 3 Merit lip balms. It came in the Christmas this year. Or this past year. So it came in there. I will be using one of them as lips. So a little heads up there. My Artist Couture and Illuminati. And then just my regular foundations, etc. So let's finish up the bottom of the eyes. I'm gonna go back to the Laura Mercier pencil in Midnight Blue. And we're gonna put it all underneath the lashes. I know, back to using this little mirror again. And literally just put it underneath. It looks messy. Not blended, but that's okay. Because for this, I'm going to be using the BK Beauty 204 and literally smudge it across the lash line. It just makes it easier since we're dealing with a very, very, very small space. Also for the waterline, I did use this exact same pencil for the waterline. See how easily it blends out? Then we're going to use this exact same brush, go back to the palette, and we're going to go back to that same color because literally this whole look is literally surrounded over one color. And the lip base. I mean, the pencil base. Just put it on top like you did with the lid. This palette is expensive. So if you have a color that's similar to this, it's fine. If not, in the future, I may do a look with all of this. Let me know in the comment below if that's something you're interested in. Since we just used literally one color and then the bare, just white color for the brow bone. And that's it for the eyes. I'm just going to be putting a little bit more of the Physician Formula for the bottom lashes. And then I usually do like using like a regular brush here in case any fallout came out, which it didn't. That's why I like this method with the pencil. If you hate fallout, this is fantastic. Now for the lip, I did use this Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shaper. And I use the shade I Do. Now, if you don't want to use this, that's fine. You can click it up. I just like the color. So if you have something in your collection that's close to this color, it works. And I just use it to line my lips. And I fill it in as well. Now, I do like these, like this color, this rosy pinkish berry color that's soft. These, the only thing I gotta say, when you push them up, push maybe 1 or 2 because they don't go back down. Yeah, too bad. You gotta fix that. Now, because it does look a little bit sloppy, I do like using my chapstick, and it's, extra moisture for your lips anyway. I'll go over it. It just makes it much neater. And I did use one of the Merit Balms. The shade I use specifically on my cheeks and on my lips is called Bespoke. This is how it looks like. It's the mini ones that came into Christmas this past year. Just enhances. I can feel the plumping on my lips right now. Oh yes. Oh yes, my dears. So how are you guys enjoying the video? Are you guys learning things? Let me know. Comment below. I know it needs to stop talking. And then lastly, because I do like shiny lips, if you saw my video, I do have a little bit of shine. I use, this is from Bath & Body Works, Bare Mint, number 1648. It's the shade Bare Mint. And what I like to do, a little bit of this in the middle. I like putting it in the middle, a rub. And that's my lips, my dears. Yay! So this is basically my look for Peel Me a Grape. Oh, and I almost forgot one step. I did use the all-nighter from Urban Decay. Oldie bitty goodie. Smells so good though. This is the original, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's the original. I love it. These are all the products that I use to create my look for Peel Me a Grape. Let me give you a little bit of a cutesy look to my pup before we go. Now at the moment, she's sleeping and I really don't want to disturb her to say goodbye. So in her dream, she's saying goodbye. So I just want to say thank you so much if you lasted this long on my video. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions or any comments or anything else that you'd like to see from me, comment in the description below. As I said, I do have videos loading up every Saturday. One is the cover song and the other ones are makeup tutorials, or the eyes and the lip mostly. If you have any other ideas or anything else that you would like to see, let me know as I continue growing my channel and I see more of you guys. I will be adding more videos and different tips, ideas as I go along. So just remember, please subscribe, like, and comment below and share with your friends and let me know what else you want to see and what you think. Thank you so much. Have a good day, morning and evening. And I just got this in time. Someone is starting to cut the grass. Normal and typical.